Have you ever been contacted by somebody from the past who wants to connect with you? I had that happen this week, and I was surprised at how it affected me. In fact, I've had a pretty troubled week since this happened, and a lot of thoughts have gone through my head. I realized that I have learned so much from this one thing. The night before I went on this luncheon, I was experiencing a lot of anxiety. I didn't know why, nothing specific. There was nothing that jumped out at me. I just kept having this anxiety. And I even told my daughter, I was talking about, I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know if it's this thing tomorrow. I don't know why I'm feeling so overwhelmed and anxious, like I almost don't want to go. And as she reminded me, I let things get in my head sometimes. And so I thought, well, that's probably the case. I should just go. It's a good opportunity to maybe, get another friend. As an aging adult, we have friends that have fallen off to the wayside. And I'm thinking, hey, another lunch buddy or whatever. That would be great. So I'm going to go. I'm going to give this a chance. And it could be really cool. But I went. And right away when we first met and embraced and everything, it hit me immediately that this was not good for me. And one thing at my age that I've learned to live with and learned to recognize is that knot in my stomach. When I feel that and I know something's not good for me, I know it's accurate. And I felt it right away. But I still, I'm there. I'm immersed. I kind of got to go through with it now, which I did. And I made the best of it. And again, thinking maybe it's all in my head. Maybe I'm creating this weird dialogue in my brain that doesn't exist. So I continued on, and it honestly was very exhausting. I realized during this time that we don't always need to go back. I don't need to go back to my childhood. I don't need to revisit it. That is the past. I have the memory, and that is good enough. Sometimes people come through our lives for a reason. They're not always meant to stay. And I forget that, even though I know it in my head, and I say this to other people, I didn't listen this time, and it caused a lot of anxiety. I recall this happening to me probably 20 years ago. This was a romantic relationship where I went back, and I was contacted, and I revisited it. And right away when I met this person, I was just befuddled at how little I felt, and I'm thinking, I was so connected to this person, and here we are, and I'm not feeling anything, despite the fact that I was super excited. So lesson learned. We grow in life. We go in a different direction. We don't need to go backwards. We need to go forward. We need to keep moving and trekking and living our lives. The past is the past. I do this with other things. I drive by an old house and I remember how wonderful things that happened there, and everything. And then if I really think about it, no, that house had problems. It had pest problems, or it had a leaky roof, or whatever it is. But for some reason, we fantasize and glorify, things from the past, even though they're not always good things. So lesson learned. And I'm just curious if maybe I'm seeing this wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. It wasn't a horrible relationship, but for some reason I had this knot in my stomach the whole time, and I kept trying to analyze it and figure out what it was. All I know is when I got home, I felt like I wasted my day on the weekend, and I told myself never again. When you feel that anxiety, it's telling you something. Sometimes we have to let people go. Just because they were part of our life at some point doesn't mean they're supposed to be in it forever. We're different. We grow away from that. We don't have to go back toward it. And this can happen with a job that you have to let go. We remember these old jobs. How many times have we thought about going back to that old job? When we were there, we were miserable, which is why we left in the first place. If it was so good, we would have hung on to it. Same with relationships. If they were so good, they would have never faded away to begin with. Let it go. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to let them go. As hard as it is to accept, they're just not part of your life anymore. But the best thing that came out of this is that I understood how much I truly know about myself, how confident I am in knowing what is good for me and what is not. It took a minute and it took this little lesson, but I now feel comfortable, like if this were to happen again, of saying, it's not good for me, so I'm going to find a way out of it, and I'm just not going to engage in it. And we've done that with people we don't like, right? They contact us and we just don't even respond. But people where something maybe didn't really go wrong, there wasn't something horrible, and so it's kind of hard. But we have to let them go. We have to let that past go, unless you don't want to. If you want to, that's different. But I'm saying when you don't want to, when you have that knot in your stomach, you have to find a way to say, no, it's not going to be good for you. It wasn't comfortable. It wasn't fun. It wasn't a good reminiscing or whatever. I didn't feel that at all. I just want to go home and do what I do. I didn't know this person. We're different people now. I didn't know them at all. I just thought I would share that. I'm wondering if other people feel that way. I don't know. I didn't embrace it. It wasn't all I thought it would be. Yeah, I'm going to trek forward, not backward. I am going to move forward with my life. I'm going to grow every day. I don't want to go back there. It wasn't good. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't who I am now. Like, I don't even recognize who I was back then. So anyhow, that's it. I hope that you got something out of it. I just thought that there might be some value in sharing this. I'm wondering if anybody else has had this type of experience.